planned.
Welcome back to episode 206 of Tall Boy Radio. Who knows where it goes when the beer flows in appropriate places? I would suggest if you will watch the live stream of the last episode, I apologize for the joke I made there at the end. I did not mean it. It was just a little bit of fun, inappropriate fun at that. But let's put that all behind us and talk about fighting. How are you getting on, Gaza?
I'm a lover, not a fighter, but I love talking about fighting. I like watching fighting on TV. I'm all good. Yes, if there was any offence caused by Adam's comment in the last episode, we can only apologise on behalf of everybody on Tallboy Radio. Adam's views are solely his own and are not representative of Tallboy Radio's.
Or me, for that matter. Dave?
Yeah, I stand by everything he said. I totally agree with it. Not really. I can't remember what it was.
I'm not repeating it.
Oh, I know. I'm not a fighter, and I don't watch fighting. I don't enjoy fighting in any way whatsoever.
No. So we've all had that conversation. Who do you think would win in a fight? Well, that's what we're going to be playing. Come at me, bro, the game. If you're unfamiliar, now is the time to pause this episode. Not if you're watching the live stream. That's not going to pan out too well for you. But if you're listening to it back, there's your opportunity to go listen to Come At Me, Bro 2 and 1. So this time, we've all selected 3 fighters.
Yep.
We all have 2 weapons.
Yep.
We all have 2 hindrances / handicaps that we can use at our disposal if
Yep.
needs be. And this time we've added the extra rule of tagging a buddy. When it looks like the fight is over, you need that one man to come in and rip up hell and save your soul. That is what we're going to be playing. So, shall we do it? So the way it works is mano a mano, and the other one decides who would win that fight. So you need to pitch your argument as to why they would win that fight. If you start losing it, you can then select a weapon from your opponent to use for yourself. You can then select one of your hindrances if needs be. And if, as I said, you only have one, where you can tag a buddy to come in and grab your back and help you out in that debacle, that melee. Gaza versus Dave. Pick your fighters.
Okay, Dave. I am going to go for your fighter number 2.
Okay. Do I tell you who that is now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. That is Dominic Raab.
Dominic Raab.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Choose a fighter, Dave. 1, 2, or 3.
I'm going to go for your number 1.
My number 1 is Mike Tyson.
Oh, I would pay to see that.
I don't think it needs too many arguments to think that Mike Tyson is comfortably going to kick his ass. And I mean comfortably.
Oh,
Dave?
wow. Dominic Raab, black belt in karate and a former university boxer, has won competitions in karate, done it for over 17 years. He's not just a pushover.
So is he your guy? Is he your, like, he's nails, or is he your I can't fight?
He's in the middle.
Or is he your middle of the ground, middle of the road?
He can hold his own. Mike Tyson's quite old, quite slow.
He's ripped.
Yeah, and if you've seen him even now, like his pad work, his gym work is like, woo! I wouldn't want to be hit by that bad boy. And it's interesting because when we do Come At Me, Bro, it's like, are we talking about these people in their pomp, or are we talking about them as we speak? Because I did think about like someone like a Lennox Lewis or something, but then and Mike Tyson, I thought, well, maybe they're getting on a bit. But I've seen Mike Tyson recently with pad work. I don't know how Lennox Lewis does now, but it's interesting. It's like back in the day. And then you're thinking, do they need to be alive? Because I was thinking people in the past and all that. But I'm going to go Mike Tyson. I'm going to say Mike Tyson comfortably wins that fight.
Well, there's an opportunity yet for Dave may want to select a weapon. He might want to tool up Rob against Tyson. He might want to do that. But for me, in terms of Mike Tyson is a badass. Not only can he take a punch, but he can deliver it
Mate,
better
he'd
than
smash you in the
everybody.
face, he'd kick in your bollocks, he'd rip your bollocks off, and then he'd eat them. Is that bad a guy? Like, literally, Dominic Raab would go into like the Karate Kid crane stands, and Tyson's already fucking punched him 15 times. Because loads of people used to say back in the day, oh, if I was in a fight, would you have like £1 million to fight Tyson? Yeah, because I'd only get hit once and I'd go on the ground. No. He'd hit you 3 or 4 times before you fell to the ground. So, like, he was, back in the day, an absolute animal.
Yeah. I used to love watching Tyson. That's when
Incredible.
boxing was boxing.
Feral. And he grew up on the streets, and obviously, Don King, the promoter, got hold of him and this, that, and the other, and he was feral and he was angry. You could tell that he got a bit of a screw loose, and he hung out with tigers and got face tattoos and all of that. And you're like, what a dude that guy is. I'd love to spend just 5 minutes in Vegas with him.
And I tell you the other thing why Tyson never really got the credit for is defensive work.
Yeah, he hardly ever got hit.
Duck and dive.
Hardly ever got hit.
Apart from the times when he did the silly weight loss and stuff, when he mentally wasn't in the right place. Tyson on his day, and I think he's not anywhere near that now. But I tell you what, he'd destroy Rob. He would, and I would love. I love it.
Dave,
what are my options? What are my options now?
Right, your options are: you can tool up Dominic Raab with one of my weapons of choice.
Uh-huh.
You can hinder him,
or you could hinder Mike Tyson with one of my hindrances, or you could just let it ride and then wait till the next round.
Do I only get to use a weapon or a hindrance once each?
Yeah, well, basically, we've got 3 fighters. We've got 2 weapons or 2 hindrances. So it's like, take your pick.
Yeah, I think I might just let this one die because I don't think there's much I'm going to do. But, I mean, it's up to Adam to decide, but I don't think I can. I think I could salvage this no matter what I'm going to do.
No, Tyson would batter him.
Yeah, get him 1-0. Woo! Right, so over to me to referee the next round, Dave. Question, Dave. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, if I'd have known that Adam was the judge in the first round, I perhaps a Conservative MP wouldn't have been winning.
Hey, I chose a number. You didn't know I was going to choose that guy. I chose a number. So round 2. Let's just say it's still round 1, but it's the second bout. So this time it's the mighty DC versus the mighty AD. So Dave, choose a number from Adam.
I'm going to have your number 3, Adam.
Number 3. Okay. You have selected Francis Ngannou, the baddest man on the planet.
Oh, Francis Ngannou. Now, your number 2 has gone, Dave. Did I pick number 2? So you've only got 1 and 3 available. Adam, who are you picking?
I'll go with the number 1.
Okay, Ricardo Prasal.
Ricardo Prasal. Do you know who that is? I don't know who that is.
Okay, he was Chelsea bought him as a goalkeeper in 2009, but since then he's gone on to be an MMA fighter and is currently.
Now this is interesting
because Francis Ngannou. I know who Francis Ngannou is, and he's a mixed martial artist, and he's a guy obviously that fought Mike Tyson and lots of people. Tyson. That's what I said.
You said Mike.
Oh, dear. Yeah, same thing. Yeah. So for Tyson Fury and
arguably beat him.
Arguably beat him, yeah. Oh, I actually
wait there.
Talk about why you think he should win.
Well, he's 33, Ricardo. I picked him because he was a Chelsea goalkeeper. I thought that was a bit of an interesting spin. He's had 17 professional fights, won 13, lost 4. So,
okay.
I wouldn't like to get on the wrong side of him.
No. But Francis Ngannou, like I says, he has boxed, but he is also a mixed martial arts fighter. He was 6'4", 83 inches reach, has the hardest punch on the planet, and at UFC 218, his win against Alistair, I can't read my own handwriting now, Overeem.
Alistair Overeem.
Oh, I can read it, yeah. Was listed as the most brutal knockout of all time, and he is an ex-heavyweight UFC champion. So I think we've got a battle on our hands there.
I think it's actually a lot closer than what you would. And now, obviously, Francis Ngannou, I suspect that the fact that this guy was a Chelsea goalkeeper, and I don't know who he is, so I apologise. I suspect he isn't 6'5", 240 pounds or whatever he is. So I suspect he might not. He might be tall as a keeper though. So his reach might be.
I can tell you, he's 2 meters, about a fraction over 2 meters, and 109 kilograms. But I don't know what that is in old money off the top of my head.
So he's 6'7".
Oh,
That's interesting.
Wow. That levels a playing field because he would have reach. He would have a reach advantage because I think what's Ngani's
6'4".
4.
Yeah.
So he'd probably have a reach advantage. I suspect the power advantage would lie with Ngani. I'll be honest with you. I think that this is close.
It would.
Do either of you want to tool yourselves up to guarantee the victory?
I'm going to say I don't want to tool him up because I think that could slow Ngannou down. And if this guy is a mixed martial artist, he could be adept at detooling someone who's tooled up.
Okay. Dave, do you want to tool somebody up?
I think that if this comes to a tiebreaker, I think I'm going to lose because this other guy sounds like he's a bit. He's been doing this a bit longer and he's perhaps a bit tougher. So I think I'm gonna apply a hindrance to your guy.
Okay, right. So do you want hindrance 1 or hindrance 2?
I'm going to go for hindrance 1.
Hindrance 1.
Oh, right. So just before the fight, Ngannou takes a sickening blow to the crotch by a perfectly aimed, whipped wet towel.
So he's already got his balls crushed.
His knackers are in trouble.
Now, to be fair, in mixed martial arts, they do have the odd crotch strike and they have the old cup strike, and then they do get 5 minutes in a mixed martial arts fight to recover. However, I think that might tip the scales a little bit. He can't move around. He's proved against Tyson Fury that his defense is pretty good anyway, but he can't move around. No. So
you only have to saw Usyk who took a low blow in that fight, and he was down, wasn't he? Yeah,
dude, this is initially I was leaning towards Ngannou, but I might be leaning towards Dave now.
I wasn't expecting the battle I had there. I might have to deploy a hindrance myself to try and level the playing field.
Oh, you're going to deploy a hindrance?
I might have to.
Oh, yes, you're going to do it? He's going to do it. Hindrance 1 or hindrance 2?
I'm going to go hindrance number 2.
Dave, what's your hindrance number 2?
Okay, I'm in a Zorb ball.
I'm not sure.
Is that a hindrance? Well, you can't throw any punches and you can't take any punches, can you?
You see, you can't win, but at the same time, it's quite difficult to lose. Yeah. Although I don't know, I think the thing of the floor of the Zorb ball is there is an entrance, and if I'm going, mind you,
maybe Dave thought about this.
Yeah.
So your guy's in a Zorb ball. Your guy's rolling around because he's been hitting the crackers with a wet towel. You see, that's right. In a way, I don't care if it's a Zorb ball. I'm going to go with Dave. I think Dave wins this because I think your guy's been hitting the knackers. Like the knacker strike is bad. And in MMA, you wear a cup. You so it does protect. Whereas
no, I get it. I get it. You know,
Dave, take your victory, dude.
I was confident with Ngannou, but I tell you what, no, I'm not going to argue with that one.
Who'd have thought Ngannou loses?
That's it. So it's Gaz, me, VV.
Okay. Dave, you refereeing this one?
Yeah, go on, I'll give it a go. So, Gaz, pick your number from Adam.
It's either 1 or 2.
I'm going to go for 2.
Number 2, Ali C. Lopez.
Ali C. Okay.
I don't know who he is.
So I've renumbered mine. You got 1 or 2?
1.
Danny Dyer.
Danny Dyer.
Danny Dyer.
You know who Danny Dyer is?
The Cockney fella.
The actor.
Cockney fella. Cockney fella. He's in EastEnders at the moment, but he's been in like Football Factory and all that sort of. Hey, all right, geezer. He's a West Ham fan.
Gav. It's an interesting one, this. It's not a very PC fight, but it's an interesting one. Are you familiar with who Ali C. Lopez is?
No clue whatsoever.
So Ali C. Lopez was probably the victim of some cruel mocking. So it's a transgender female who is a podcast host and is seen as somebody who is good for the larger individual. You know what I mean? Does makeup tutorials and what. However, they guested on a podcast and someone dubbed over the Jabba the Hutt voice when they spoke, if you may be familiar with that. So a bit cruel, but a sizable opponent, yeah, that's it, yeah.
I suspect that the sheer size of the opponent might be having Mr. Dyer in a spot of bother here, I suspect.
Indeed. Yeah,
Do any of
indeed.
them have any fighting skills?
Well, I don't think there's no discernible fighting skills other than they're a big target and also can absorb some punishment, I suspect. Born the 5th of May, by the way, Dave. You'd be interested to know.
Winner.
I suspect Danny
Not trying
Dyer,
to curry favour at all.
I don't think has done any boxing as such, mixed martial arts as such. However, he has been in movies and he will have been in and around fight scenes, and so maybe picked up the odd hint or tip.
Unless you can tell me, Gaz, unless you can tell me that he's got experience of fighting.
No, I'm going to tool him up.
I think it's the right choice.
I'm going to tool him up.
You want to be sure. You want to be sure he defeats her. So, what would you want to tool him up with? Weapon 1 or 2?
1.
Oh, 1. King Cobra in the box. Vicious little devils.
They are vicious little devils. Now, I suspect that the opponent might not be fleet of foot if they're slightly heavy on the old timber, which means that actually the target for the King Cobra would be relatively easy to strike. So I think that might have just tipped the balance.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
I don't know, Dave, what do you think?
I think you put a snake that's going in that direction. It sounds like a sizable target, and somebody that's not very maneuverable, they're getting bitten. As it stands, they're getting bitten.
Yeah. Just for the record, TBR does not condone the use of
snakes
as weapons.
I think I'm 2-0 here.
I think I'm going
2-0. I'll
concede that one.
2-0.
I will concede that one. I will concede.
Conceded. Okay.
Happy days. I like it. Right. So round number 2.
2-1-0. Yeah.
Okay. So I actually only have 1 left now. So
you will have. Yeah.
Okay. So, Dave,
is it me against you?
It's me against you.
We've only got 1 left each.
And my combatant is Gok 1.
Okay.
You strike me as a man who can handle himself.
No.
And this isn't going to be very one-sided because Gok 1 is fighting Richard Madeley.
Oh, the Madeley. Oh,
that's an interesting fight, dude.
It is. It is.
Now, I'm thinking Gok 1 probably can't handle himself.
No.
Knows his way around the wardrobe, knows his way around a kitchen. You wondered what I was going to say.
I wondered.
Now, if he was to be tooled up, maybe he finds something that he's used to handling. I know he... No. I won't say that. Yeah. That's bad. So...
You're tooling him up?
Yeah. I'm going to just to secure my 3-0 victory, because I'm too far at the moment. I'm going to tool him up.
Well, what are you tooling him up with? Number 1, number 2?
1.
Yeah, it's a Hottentotta tamulus, otherwise known as an Indian red scorpion, probably the most deadly scorpion in the world.
Oh, what a choice that is!
Torberelli does not condone the use of scorpions as weapons.
What a choice! Surely, come on.
Well, I'm going to have to tool up as well, aren't I? In fact, no.
Okay.
No. I'm going to put a hindrance on you.
Okay. Hindrance 1 or hindrance 2?
Hindrance 2.
Hindrance 2. So, on the way to the fight, right, the night before, Gok 1 went to a stag party. And as part of that stag party, what you had to have happen was you had to have a 2-litre carton of beer taped to your hand. And you had to drink from it. Now, the party got out of hand and he still arrived at the fight with a 2-litre carton of beer taped to one of his hands.
So that's going to attract the scorpion, isn't it? It's going to come straight back at you. It's going to want that beer.
So I don't know. So he's only fighting one-handed because he's got this great big 2-litre basically you think 2 litre like carton of milk or whatever. He's taped to one hand and he's like trying to fight with the other one.
Beer in one hand, scorpion in another. What could possibly go wrong?
How are you getting the scorpion out of the box when you got like a 2 litre beer on your arm?
Yeah,
This is just going
it's a
on.
fair point.
That is
It's a fair point. And had I have thought about it, I'd have said to Dave, why not use your hindrance before I said you? So it is a fair point.
It is. So are you looking for my judgment?
Yeah.
Can
I'd
I
like to see.
Can I use my tag, or can I only use one thing in a round?
Well, you could, but I think at this point, given that we're only 20 minutes into the episode, we each have a tag of buddy left. We could have a mano a mano one-on-one situation to see who comes out on top.
So why don't we leave our buddy tags and let's just chuck them in the ring? I feel that's like a Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
Royal Rumble with
Okay,
whatever
like
hindrances and weapons are left in the Royal Rumble.
With whatever. I like that. It'd be like a chairs, table, and ladder match or something. So you know what I mean? It'd be like just chuck it in the ring and chuck what's in there, and if you grab it, you grab it. And
like that scene from Anchorman when all the different TV companies come to fight each other.
Like it.
So I still think it's gonna be a tangle, but I'm going with Madeley.
I think the order of the things that came out, I think I would struggle to access the poisonous element of this round. I'll accept that. So I'll accept that.
Indeed. So 2-2-1. So if we were to throw in our tag of buddies using any weapons, we don't need to use them right off the bat or any hindrances. You know what I mean?
Have you guys still got one left? Are you all done?
No, we're all done.
We're all done.
Yeah, we haven't planned it out very well, as per usual.
So tag a buddy then. Who's your buddy?
Richard Madeley.
Honestly, are you kidding me?
No. Richard Holt Madeley, age 67, the real life Alan Partridge.
Oh my days!
Failed to pay for champagne, but got away with it.
It
was unintentional, folks.
How have we both picked that as so random of all the people?
Like literally, like the most random people in the world. You both picked it. Dave, who's your tag of buddy?
It's unusual.
Peter Kay.
Peter Kay.
Oh, I'm not sure I want to see him get a kick in.
Well, no, but my thinking with Peter Kay is, as the tag, he stands at the side and tells jokes and distracts the opposition because he's laughing.
He would be a distraction, and he's quite avuncular. I don't think anybody wants to attack him.
You say that.
Apart from Madeley.
You say that, but you don't know who I've got as tag of buddy.
Go on.
I've got the strapping 6'5" Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, Big Ben. Big Ben.
No, he's a buddy. He is a buddy.
Who is he?
He's the man you want on your side out of those three.
Out of those three, I'm taking Big Ben every day of the week.
He can handle himself. He was one tough cookie. He took some hits and he
dealt
out of you as well.
No. Shall we go through the hindrances that we have?
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw in Big Ben.
Okay. Who are you going to hinder? With
I think we should hinder ourselves.
Oh, no. I think we should choose, because then me and Ad can target you, because you're clearly going to win otherwise.
Well, you don't know my hindrances yet. It's up to you. You're the rules king.
I think choice needs to be made here. So
okay.
Who wants to choose a hindrance first? Who do you want to hinder, Gaz? And what
Dave, I want to hinder you.
Madeley's just won a fight against Gokwan.
Yeah.
He might be a bit zapped.
Yeah. No, Dave, go on. I'll choose your hindrance, Dave.
Okay, so Peter Kay is going to have 5,000 helium balloons attached to him, which is roughly the number you need to lift the average person off the floor.
Well, he has lost a bit of weight as well, hasn't he, Peter Kay? So he could be lifted.
Big Ben is 6'5", so
he could be lifted.
So Big Ben might be able to reach. What's your hindrance then, dude?
My hindrance. Okay.
Who's your buddy again? Sorry, did you say?
Mine's Richard Madeley.
Richard Madeley. So what's your hindrance?
Who would I like to hinder? I'm gonna have to go for Big Ben again, dude. Okay. Like Big Ben needs hindering. He's been blinded by a handful of salt thrown by Mr. Fuji.
Well, to be fair, he's used to perhaps the no look pass or whatever on the field. So right, so I'm good. So we got Peter Kay and Richard Madeley. I'd love to see this. I'm gonna hinder. Madeley, you see, Peter Kay's hindered by balloons.
Yeah.
Madeley hasn't got a hindrance, although he has just been, has just had his head kicked in.
Yeah.
So
he's won, but it was a tough fight.
right, just so that everybody has a hindrance,
Mhm.
I'm going to hinder Richard Madeley.
How could you?
And again, he went to a party the night before,
Oh,
and what happened at this party was that they went to see a ventriloquist,
okay.
and unfortunately, Richard Madeley had one too many glasses of wine and ended up arriving,
which he paid for from Tesco's,
and ended up arriving to the fight with a ventriloquist dummy on his arm.
And his arm.
On his arm.
Yeah. Wow. I don't think that's going to slow him down too much.
Do you not? Have you seen Cuddles the monkey? I mean, come on,
Cuddles,
seriously.
Yeah, I was thinking more of like one of them ones with a wooden head, it's like a marionette.
No. I'm thinking. I was like, yeah, Cuddles the monkey, he'll do.
Cuddles. Yeah, Cuddles.
What was the emu called?
Emu.
What was that? What was his name? Who's the guy that danced with
Rod
you?
Hull.
Yeah, Rod Hull.
Yeah, but the emu was called Emu.
The emu. Oh, was it? Was it? Oh, okay. No, I'm thinking Cuddles the monkey. So Richard Madeley with Cuddles on his arm, Ben Roethlisberger with salt thrown in his eye, and Peter Kay with 5,000 helium balloons attached to him.
I'm still backing Roethlisberger at this point.
Dude, Roethlisberger was all day of the week.
Yeah.
I think with Madeley can't and use any verbal aggression because it's all coming through this ventilatory stuff like that. So it's like it's got no anger coming out.
And Roethlisberger like, who said that?
So we've all got.
What are you guys down there?
We all got a weapon each then left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So we're just going to use our own weapon and choose who we're using it against.
Well, we're using it against both because it's a fight.
It's everybody. Everybody's in.
Yeah. So Richard Madeley.
Yeah.
With Cuddles the monkey on one hand and a bike chain in the other.
So blind Ben Roethlisberger has a whip in his hand.
But he can't see.
Blind Ben. He can't see, but he's got a whip in his hand.
Yeah. Well, Peter Kay, he's hindered by these balloons that are floating him up, so he can't actually get near you. But his weapon is actually a trebuchet, which he doesn't need to be that close to you.
Wow, that's a meaty weapon, that is.
So he's just floated back and fired this trebuchet at you.
It might cause him to come back down to the earth, the weight of that weapon.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that has he got the time to reload the trebuchet to then fire another. I think that's a misguided use of a weapon. I'll be honest, I think it's too big a weapon.
It is, but
whereas I'm thinking Ben Roethlisberger with the whip, although he can't see, he's got the sense, and he can whip the balloons, pop them. Peter Kay drops to the ground, and then he goes, and then he gets him.
But Peter Kay can stay at distance and just shoot people.
Yeah, with the trebuchet. Yeah.
Can he?
Maybe we have to go to the audience for this one.
Yeah, the audience have spoken, to be fair.
And Peter Kay's got it in the bag.
That's your own daughter.
We're going to fall out. No Christmas presents for you. Although if you listen to the previous episodes, there won't be any anyway for you today because they will bin them off in room 101. Yeah. Okay, thank you, my dearest daughter.
The good news, Amy, you get the cat for Christmas.
Yeah. Oh. Yes.
Okay.
So the audience have spoken. Peter Kay's got it in the bag. I can't believe Big Ben doesn't win that fight. Genuinely didn't see that coming.
Weaponry. When you introduce a firearm,
it's a left turn. I'll give you
left
that.
Turn. It's the one that did the deed. So, folks, that's it. That's us done. That's our last recording session for Tall Boy Radio of 2023. We will be back on the 9th of January streaming when we are joined by Vic Ferrari.
Can't wait for that.
Looking very much forward to that one. If you are listening to these, then guess what? You're going to be hearing it next week because the audio will drop of this one early January. And we're joined by Vic Ferrari shortly afterwards. So, yeah, that's all well and good. Indeed, the Vic Ferrari, something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Do you want to say your goodbyes?
Look, guys, have a happy Christmas. Have a fantastic New Year. Really look forward to sort of interviewing and speaking to Vic again. And we've had him on before. He's an absolute legend, that bloke. Can't wait to hear what he's got to say. So tune in next week if you're listening to this. Yeah, see you later.
Indeed, Dave.
Yeah, I think this is the first Come At Me Bro I've been on round 3. I don't think I've been on the first 2, have I?
It is your first one.
And how did you find it?
Well, I think I was probably the overall winner, I would just say. Well, won the final round, won another round. So, decider.
Considering I won the first 2, I'm not so sure that you can constitute you winning that. But okay.
Wow, didn't lose. Caught a draw then between me.
Creative accounting, Dave. Creative accounting. Okay.
Absolutely. No, that's really good fun. Actually, I quite like that.
Yeah, it's got legs as a game, hasn't it? Let's be honest.
But to be fair, Dave, this was originally pitched by Adam as a board game. It was a Christmas board game. It's like you pull your pieces and you have this anyway. Yeah, obviously. Adam thinks he's got legs, and in 15 years' time, we'll be doing Come At Me Bro 15. So
yeah, I'm not willing to back it financially.
No, good stuff. And 2023, it's been a hoot. It's been really good. So looking forward to all of those guests rolling up in January and February. We've already got lined up. Can't wait.
Indeed. Let's just hope they didn't listen to the last episode. And yeah, maybe it's a little bit of a treat because there's no live streams now until the 9th of Jan. Maybe, just maybe, Gaz and I will live stream the Odds Fellows podcast on an occasion or two over the Christmas period.
We'll look forward to that.
So you can hopefully get a taste for that, buy into that, give us a listen, and just see how the curse of the Odds Fellows continues.
What are you doing Boxing Day, dude?
We're doing Boxing Day. I'm working after Boxing Day.
Oh, yeah. We're not going to cry over our lost bets again, are we, on Boxing Day? Probably.
And with that, we will wish you all a happy new year, a Merry Christmas, a happy Hanukkah, and whatever the devil else it is that you are celebrating during this festive period. Hope you enjoy it. Stay safe. Still in the studio.